EPSA Croatia, EPSA Cyprus, EPSA Czech Republic, Tours Estonia, EPSA Finland, ANEC France, EPSA Germany, LTSA Latvia, SMP Lithuania, Guido Dental Pilot the Netherlands, NAPSA Norway, PPSA Poland, APEC Portugal, FESPA Romania, NAPSA Serbia, SPSA Slovakia, SHISTAPUDA Slovenia, VEC Spain, SNAP Sweden, ASAP Switzerland, EPSA International Turkey, and PPSA United Kingdom.
Please raise them high.
No pressure, thanks. Take your time. There are 26 voting members present.
And I resume the standing orders. I have a technical from Eva. A comment? Yes?
Yes, Eva, President-elect. This session we will not have Marta here because she's delivering a workshop. So just so you know why she's not listening to the coordinators.
Thank you, Eva. I still have one announcement. As Leo has mentioned, the Central IMP coordinator nomination form that we have received is now in the GA package. However, together with the executive, we have decided to still open the call for all of the remaining positions. So, for the IT coordinator, the 2 members of the Parliamentary Council, the 2 members of the Audit Committee, and the Publications Coordinator, the call will be open until Saturday, 8:59 Standard Central Eastern Time. So 1 minute before the end of breakfast on Saturday, the last day of this Congress, the open call is still open for the positions that I have mentioned, and this will also be shared on EPSA social media. Do I have any questions or concerns about what I've just announced? Except that apparently the time zone didn't exist, did I say? Okay, so 8:59, whatever it is, local, Netherlands time. And before we move to the presentation of next coordinator, I would just have a short announcement from Didrik. So Didrik, please, and Anda, can you open the PDF?
Oh.
It's already opened?
Oh, yeah. Wait.
So, Didrik, treasurer, we have a few nice new friends of associations, and a friend of association always has a fee. However, looking at the financial possibilities of our new friends, I don't think they will be able to pay their membership fee, and therefore I would like to present a 9.12 on Article 9.7.13 dictating their membership fee. Because we really want this.
Everyone in favor of a 9.12, do an ah! I think that means the 9.12 is carried and peacocks are now friends of association without a fee. Yay! Claudia, can we make sure that also the publications are delivered to them?
Yes.
Nice. With that, I will pass the facilitation to Sarah here, and we will continue with the agenda. Oh, yeah, Sarah.
Thank you. Bernardo, there, please.
Is it peacocks or Castle or peacocks of Castle?
Huh? I think maybe BPSA can see for the calligraphy in another time. Thank you, Bernardo. So let's resume the applications, and next we will continue with the Internal Affairs Department that we started with Events Coordinator, and next we have the Alumni Coordinator candidates applications. The PC received an application from Ruben Viegas, proposed by NAPSA Serbia and seconded by ANEP France. I would ask Ruben to come here to the front and deliver his speech, please.
Hello everyone, my name is Ruben. I'm from Portugal, EPSA trainer and EPSA Public Health and Social Services coordinator. My motivation for this alumni coordinator position has some ideas. Some of them are to work on the alumni platform so we can improve the communication with the alumni, and also work on the proximity so they can be closer to each other and to the team. Also, we need to make sure that information to alumni arrive on time so we can know that we are available to reach them in case we need. Also, alumni are excellent assets for our educational activities, webinars, chat with professionals, for the career fair mentoring project, among other activities. Last but not least, also for the alumni weekend, it is important to make sure that the alumni are comfortable to come to the events so they can be closer to the participants. I hope you consider my motivation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ruben. As you guys know, for the coordinators, the proposer and the seconder are not entitled to 1 minute, but you are free to deliver as comments. We now open the floor for questions. KNPSV.
Janine, KNPSV the Netherlands. I was wondering if you're going to use the alumni platform on the website more next year, and how are you going to implement this for the alumni? The platform on the website. How are you going to implement this next year, and what are you going to do with it?
Thank you for your question. The alumni platform will need to be assessed after the handover period, so I can have the possibility to look at the platform itself and think what would be the best way to promote it together with the Vice President of Public Relations.
Thank you, Ruben. More questions for Ruben? Okay, now Sir Serbia.
Hello, Mina, Napster Serbia. So I would like to make a short comment since Napster is proposing Ruben for the position of alumni coordinator. First of all, with his now long-term involvement in EPSA, Ruben has successfully established himself as one of the faces of EPSA, well known among members and certainly alumni. Even after being in charge of a position with such extensive portfolio and past mandate, having the motivation to run again and wanting to give back even more, for us clearly shows how important and dear EPSA is to Ruben. And finally, we believe that his experience as EPSA team member gave him the understanding and the importance of the position of the alumni coordinator for EPSA's present and future. And for this reason, Napster strongly supports Ruben's application. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next we have Tim in the back, please. Tim, can you put your hand up so the scrutineer can find you?
Tim, alumnus. Why do I have to stand? You can see I'm in. What I'm wondering is as you are applying for the position as alumni coordinator, you're going to be involved with the events with the alumni, integrating with them. Have you approached any of them? Do you know who's here from the board and who is like part of the alumni weekend? Just wondering.
Thank you, Tim, for your question. Maybe you can clarify, because I didn't get the question. Please.
I'm just saying, like, as you are applying for alumni coordinator position, are you going to be integrating with the alumni as they are all here? We've got activities over the next few days. Will you be partaking in them? Will you be approaching them and speaking to them? What? Well, I'm asking him, not you.
Okay, thank you for your question. Yes, I want to make sure that I will be as much as possible in the alumni weekend, because we also have a lot of educational activities going on, but I want to make sure that I can approach you, also ask for feedback. So how do you think we can establish this cooperation in the best way possible?
We have a direct from Tim in the back as well. Thank you. Next we have Annette France, please.
Thank you. Marion, Annette, France. In accordance with what Mina said just before, ANEP fully supports Ruben because we believe that he has the required knowledge about EPSA's network since he is involved in EPSA structure for 3 years. Being a very active EPSA trainer and a Brian Public Health and Social Services coordinator, Ruben will develop and reinforce the links between all of us. His motivation convinced ANEP that he will do a great job as alumni coordinator to strengthen the EPSA alumni families. Thank you.
Thank you, ANEP. Any further questions for Ruben? Guy, in the back, please. I would ask you for silence since we are here trying to listen to each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Guy Jalen. Just one question. What do you believe about the Alumni Advisory Board? What has been the value for EPSA with that, and what do you believe it can be improved?
Thank you, Guy, for your question. So for the Alumni Advisory Board, I think there can be some changes to do, but those changes or how to proceed with that, we need to be seen with the executive-elect and how do they want the support from the alumni to go. So this cannot be without first seeing what the exec wants to do on that matter.
Thank you. I have a direct from Maya, also in the group.
Maya, EPSA alumni. So can you elaborate why do you think changes are needed in the Alumni Advisory Board?
Thank you, Maya, for your question. What I feel about the changes that we can do is about also the platform. Because if we can have more alumni together, maybe we don't need to define an alumni advisory board. We can have more alumni closer. Until that is possible, in a future distance, we need to see and we need to continue to have the alumni on our side as an advisory board.
Thank you, direct from Tim.
Tim Alumni. The only thing I would look at there is you need to speak to the alumni network on that as well and find the opinions, because it has been discussed about what the purpose is of the advisory board and what is the purpose of the platform. And for me, when I did do the position, to spam or to have a big network where you're always flowing information in, people aren't always interested in that information or want to be contacted. So you've got to be careful on what you see the purpose as the advisory board and what the platform is. So it's a fair point what you're saying, but the advisory board is there to advise the executive. And the whole alumni network is there for its other purpose, which is the alumni weekends and giving support where they can and where possible.
Thank you very much, Tim. Any further questions for Ruben, alumni coordinator candidate? If not, we'll now proceed to Ruben's closing speech. You have 1 minute to close.
Okay, so I think that there's room for improvement in this alumni communication, in the way we have alumni in our network, and after getting more into detail with the last mandates and what has been done and what's the vision that we want to follow, I think we can work together, not as alumni coordinator to alumni, but together to think what would be the best way to benefit EPSA in this collaboration. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ruben. You can collect. So we will now proceed to the educational department, which comes next, and we'll now go to the educational affairs coordinator. PC has received one application from Marco, proposed. Please, can you silence? Thank you. We received this application proposed by Napster Serbia, seconded by Slovenia, and I will invite Marco to come to the stage and make his 1 minute speech.
Dear General Assembly, I'm Marko, I'm coming from NAPSER Serbia, and during my time in NAPSER, I was under the educational department organizing a wide variety of events, exceptionally for education, in form of symposia, discussions, workshops, as well campaigns, and therefore, as already stated inside of my motivation letter, I would contribute to elevate everything that Diogo Capitulo did in the previous mandate, especially for the LEAP platform, and also maintaining all other activities under the portfolio, and that is for methodology booklet, regular meetings about the joint working group, and scheduling online activities in a proper way. Therefore, you had already an opportunity to meet me and to know that besides of my hard skills and experience that I had before, I'm there to be an engaged team member that will contribute to the future of EPSA. Therefore, I'm thanking for your consideration of my application.
Thank you very much, Mark.
If you have any questions, I will be
Thank you. Questions for Marko, please? Napser?
Hello again, Mina Napser Serbia. So also a short comment as the proposer of Marko Zokolic for Educational Affairs Coordinator. So as he became familiar with EPSA and attended his very first trainings at Autumn Assembly in Brno, in a very short time frame he pursued his wish to become a trainer by participating in the latest TNT in Zagreb. Following this TNT, Marko helped deliver trainings on 2 different topics at the 10th NAPSER Congress late in December, and these were evaluated with some of the highest marks by our participants. We believe this also highlights his ability to implement everything he has learned very quickly, and with the Vice President of Education-elect, he has already established a good professional relationship, and that is a solid foundation for the future. In our association, Marko is known as a creative, dedicated, and reliable person, a true team player, and we believe that now you maybe have more insight into what kind of a team member the newly elected EPSA team would gain. And EPSA strongly supports Marko for the next Educational Affairs Coordinator. Hvala and thank you.
Thank you very much. Diogo Capito.
Diogo, Vice President of Education-elect. So actually I have 2 questions, but I will make them short and sweet. So first of all, what do you think could be the future for LEAP? And second, what are your ideas to improve online activities?
Well, first thing that we should consider about the LEAP platform is that we need to establish proper promotion. So that could be done with the PR department as well, and my good connection with LSS as well. So I believe that you are aware of how it is important, and therefore to spread it to your national associations, so you can all register for it. And by improvements that could be done inside of the LEAP. Okay, we are there to establish some hard skills outside of the curricula, because that is our main kind of aim on our associations. But I think that maybe we should kind of include inside of these hard skills that could be developed in the platform, as well some science researchers as well, and online activities in a form of trainings of soft skills, since not every students are having the opportunity to come to the EPSA event and to get to know more about it and to get familiar with, for example, soft skills as well, so they can see how important it is. So that would be something briefly.
Thank you. Any further questions for the Educational Affairs candidate? Just for the Slovenia.
Katja Šesosafada. So as a seconder, I'd also like to say that yesterday when I was talking to Marko, he said that he's already been thinking about applying for this position since December, and that, as we already heard, he has a lot of ideas for improvement. He didn't even have time to mention it all in his 1-minute speech, so I would just like to stress out that he's planning to be very, very active in this mandate, and that is why we strongly believe he is a suitable candidate.
Thank you very much. Any further questions for Marco? If not, I will now give you 1 minute to provide your final speech.
Thank you for your time and for your consideration, and I will gladly ask you to register on a LEAP platform after this GA.
Thank you very much, Marco. You can clap. We will now go to the Public Health and Social Services Coordinator. The PC has received one application by Rien, proposed by AFAP Austria and seconded by ANEP France. And I would invite Rien to come to the stage and present your application.
Dear General Assembly, dear EPSA friends, I hope to convince you all with this short introduction of myself. If I will be elected, my main goals will be to increase the visibility of public health, and social services by working together with the EPSA VP of European Affairs and the Policy Coordinator, as well as through working with our partners such as ECHO and IPSF, gaining a greater audience and having a bigger impact. Further, I will aim to create a strong tie between public health and social services and try to increase the amount of social service campaigns. I believe my passion for spreading awareness around the topic of consequence regarding health and social services issues, will be a great asset for EPSA, and I hope we can accomplish many goals together. I hope that I have convinced you all that I'm the right person for this position, and I'm looking forward to your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You can clap. And we now open the floor for questions to Rien, APEF Portugal, and then AFAP Austria.
Matilde APEF Portugal, thank you for the presentation. I have a question for you. Do you have any ideas for humanitarian and social projects?
It is a difficult topic because you are always at a local part when you want to do this, because you can't do it around the whole of Europe or the whole of EPSA. I think I would have to talk with the coordinator, the public health coordinator, or maybe even the twined coordinator if I want to have this project, maybe even during a twined to implement the EPSA Goes Local ideas. So I would have to do research on what I can actually do in this area. Thank you.
Thank you very much. AFAP Austria.
Marlene, AFAP Austria. As the proposer, I would like to give some statement as why to be propose her. I personally know Rian as a really proactive person who is always offering her help well beyond her position in the team. And she has a good work ethic and sticks to her plans. Furthermore, even though she was never the official PHC coordinator in our local association, she was definitely part of the reason because she contributed to all of them, that she was part of the reason that we got last year the best new income in public health. And also, she is right now doing a survey together with our Students' Council and one of the members of this Congress, actually, about the students' future plans and goals. And this also shows her interest and her motivation to do work beyond her normal portfolio. So to sum up, she is a fundamental part of our association, and I believe if she will be elected, she will be a valuable member of the EPSA team as well.
Thank you very much, AFAP. I have next BPSA, then MUPSA, then CPSA, then KNPSV. So BPSA.
Susanna, BPSA Poland. I really like the idea of promoting public health campaigns during Twined project. It would work really well, and I think it's a good idea. And also a big plus for interprofessional public health campaigns, because in PPSA we do a lot of it. Almost all of our public health campaigns are made with medical students, dentistry students, and more. And also, I would like to ask you, what's your, experience in promoting and providing public health campaigns.
I can do a recap of the past, I think, 2 months. I think I worked with the, I'm sorry, this is IPSF. I helped with the Vampire Cup. I promoted the tuberculosis campaign and the dental health campaign as well.
Thank you. Next we have Mr. Turkey. Can you put your hand up?
Zafer Mupsa, Turkey. As public health, we have so many activities. So, which ones do you want to invest more time in?
That's also like a hard question. I think for one, we should or I would invest more time into the social services part because this is actually in our strategic plan. But also, I think it is important to look at what the local level is doing and where they can improve as well. So we will have an overall better advocacy and public health campaign. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have CPSA Croatia.
Eva, CPSA. So how are you planning to communicate with national public health coordinators, and how are you planning to improve the implementation of the campaigns on a national level?
Communication, I think we already started doing that, is the monthly or bi-monthly hangouts and talking with them. I think especially with local coordinators that are a bit uncertain about what they should do because new or they feel unsafe with this new community, maybe getting a training where they will learn more about how to do advocacy, because at least for me, if I attend a training, I'm super motivated afterwards and they will also learn stuff. And I forgot the second part of your question, sorry.
Eva, CPSA. So the second part was how are you planning to implement the campaigns on a national level, so in the national associations?
I would have a yearly plan of everything that I will send to the public health coordinators and to the LSs as it's already been done, and also talk with the local health coordinators and ask them what they're interested in. And I'm always open for input, so if I hear a great idea, I'll go, oh yeah, sure, why not? Okay.
Thank you. Next we have KNPS for the Netherlands.
Janine, KNPS for the Netherlands. In your application, you stated you want to address more worldwide issues, and that you will do that in combination, in communication with IPSF. Could you give an example on how are you going to do this?
Yes, this is an idea I had for a very long time. I think women's health is very important, and I would like to do that together with IPSF, because they can also work with the UN as well, and not only, and it's something that with IPSF would have such a great reach and so much input from so many different countries that I think that would be the best strategy. Yes.
Thank you. Clarification, KNPS.
KNPC, maybe I need to clarify the question a bit more, because we actually meant if you are going to address worldwide problems that are not that big of a problem in Europe, or just the problems we also have in Europe. Thank you.
That depends on how many health campaigns I will do together with IPSF. If there is only one, I really want to work together with IPSF, but if they're only interested in doing one health campaign during my whole mandate and it's not a such important topic for Europe, I will still do it because of the collaboration with IPSF. But if there are many, and there's one where I'm pretty well aware that it's not necessary for us, I will say no, unfortunately.
Thank you. APEP Portugal.
Marta, APEP Portugal. How do you plan to overcome the linguistic barriers in the upcoming PHCs? Do you want me to repeat?
Yes, louder please. Thank you.
How do you plan to overcome the linguistics barriers in the upcoming PHC, public health campaigns?
That's a difficult one that I haven't really thought about, but I mean, they can always ask me. If there's a problem, they can ask me. I'm not a monster, which I will make clear in our first hangout. And after that, if there's a problem, they can write me an email, they can hit me up on WhatsApp or on Telegram, whatever they have.
Zafer Mupsa, Turkey. And as an LS, you know that we all struggled the PH or reports for whole mandate and everybody's thinking something. So what do you think about them?
I know that the survey is very long and it can be changed, but we needed to assess the public health campaigns, so I would look more into it. And I know that there are questions that can be taken away, that can be like put into one question so it doesn't get too repetitive.
Thank you. Next we have NOPSA Norway.
Sarah.
Oh wait, sorry, we have a direct from CPSA first.
Eva, CPSA. So are you aware that the reports for public health campaigns in EPSA and IPSF are quite different? And would you do something in regards to that?
I have never seen an IPSF report. I'm absolutely sorry, but if I get elected, I will investigate this more and try to come to a conclusion.
Thank you. Next we have then NOPSA Norway.
NOPSA Norway. So what I was wondering is, do you have a strategy for approaching the associations that don't have a public health coordinator, and how would you go about it to motivate them to actually have a public health coordinator, like NOPSA? Thank you.
That's also a hard question. I mean, establishing contact with the association first and asking them if they are actually interested in having a public health coordinator is important. If they say no, there's nothing I can do, I can't force them. But if they are interested in having a public health coordinator and there is someone interested, and even though they have no experience, which I won't judge, I will gladly take them to one side and talk with them and introduce them to everything. So that it won't be a problem from the side of never having a public health coordinator before.
Thank you. APEF Portugal.
Matilda, APEF Portugal. I have another question for you. What are your criteria to evaluate a successful PH campaign?
I would say how many people it has reached, and also how many people in the local association actually took part in creating the public health campaign, and maybe also feedback from how the local public health coordinator felt while doing this project.
Thank you. Then we have ASEF Switzerland.
Fabio, ASEP Switzerland. In your application, you stated as one of your main objectives to do a women's health series. I'm just curious about what the reason for that is and what are your specific ideas if you have any. So, thank you.
There is a very long story behind this. Some of the people may know that I've talked to. It will be during the time we will be discussing motions and everything. I already am saying sorry in advance. It is just a personal thing that I think is very important, and it should be talked about. And with the whole Me Too movement, it is a topic that is current and should be talked about because it is also advocacy.
Thank you. Next we have CPSA Croatia.
Eva, CPSA. So I wanted to know, would you continue some of the EPSA campaigns that Elena and Ruben already set in place, and if yes, which ones?
Yes, I would. I think it depends on our collaboration. because we all are collaborating with students associations and with professional associations. So I would also have a focus on those. But I also want to implement, of course, my own ideas, and then after I see how they worked out, like put them into the draw for the next one as well.
Clarification, CPSA.
Eva, CPSA. So sorry, but could you just name a few? Which?
Sorry. Like the cancer public health campaign, or the AIDS one, or maybe for the dentistry, the mental dental, the oral hygiene one as well.
Thank you. Any further questions from the Eva, President-elect? There's no microphone. There's one there.
Eva, President-elect, but also Vice President of Education currently. You are mentioning new topics and more public health campaigns, but which public health campaigns would be the major ones? Because we always do some major ones and some smaller ones. So please, which ones would you actually focus on more?
I would like to talk with you about this as well, but my main ones would be AIDS, then the teddy bear hospital as well, even though that's not really part of the public health one. Cancer. To be quite honest, I really haven't put that much thought into this, but I will. Thank you.
Thank you. Further questions for the candidate, Elena?
Thank you, Elena, EPSA alumna. Apologies for being a bit late and I didn't really hear all the questions you have asked her. So in case you did, please apologize my repetition. My question for you would be, what things from previous mandates related with public health campaigns you would like to change or not do at all?
What was the last word, please?
So what things you would like to change from previous mandates that didn't maybe work or they were not relevant or not do at all? Like, not repeat them.
Thank you. I will also have to look at that as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have Anne France, please.
Sid Anne France. I just want to react as a seconder. Like Rian, I think is well known through the LSs. She is passionate by health and social issues. She will for sure break in the department with her willpower. Her willing to develop interprofessional action and your first public health in EPSA advocacy show us the ambitious idea she will input in the department. And I feel sure that she will keep enthusiasm and passion in all the action she will do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Joe, Vice President of Education-elect. So my question is, what do you think you can bring to the position, educational department, and lastly, EPSA team? Thank you.
I'm very motivated and I have a personal great interest in public health and social services, and I have been part of a great team which has taught me also how to be a great team player, so I hope we can collaborate and work well together.
Thank you very much. Further questions for the candidates? No? Thank you so much. I will give you now 1 minute to provide your closing comments.
Even though I never held the official name of public health coordinator, I was always active at a lot of the public health campaigns and helping our public health coordinators at AFDOC. I hope my speech as well as my answers provided you finally, and I provided for you, have convinced you that I'm the perfect person for the position of public health and social service coordinator. And I want to apologize for the last bit. I'm absolutely exhausted by now. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Katja.
Okay, I have a question for all of you regarding the agenda. So we still have scheduled for today points of
training coordinator and the science coordinator, which are both present and will both deliver their presentations for sure. But I do have a question. Would you also like to take design coordinator and social media coordinator today? Those are still people who can be taken today. All of the rest will have to depend on online candidates who are only available tomorrow. So my question is, even though you are exhausted, would you like to have as much as possible today so that we don't risk tomorrow prolonging into King's Day? I see all yes, so we will still... Okay, I see all green, that's why we're now going to have the science coordinator, then the training coordinator, then I will connect the candidate for design coordinator who will be joining us online, then lastly we'll have the social media coordinator, and then we will then we will stop for tomorrow because then the next will be mobility coordinator who can only join us online tomorrow.
Well, let's continue. And the next position within the educational department is the science coordinator. The PC has received one application from Adam. Adam is proposed by CCPSA Czech Republic and seconded by SPSA Slovakia. I would now ask Adam to come and give his speech, please.
Thank you. Dear GA, dear EPSA, my name is Adam and I'm a third-year student and I'm applying for EPSA Science Coordinator. So, I do often ask myself questions, and I did as often. So, the first one was, what does Science Coordinator require? So, he or she should be engaged with science. And I do meet the criteria because I do conduct my own research project and I've been awarded for that already. So the second one, I think, is that he or she should be able to put his or her ideas into the practice. And I do that regularly as an EPSA trainer. So, over the next year, I would love to continue doing the great projects we have, such as Speed, or Science Monthly, or Science Blog, or great Science Day, like today. 2 seconds left. Okay, I consider myself as a critical thinker, so I do understand that I should leave the stage. So, I hope. Sorry.
Thank you very much, Adam. I will now open the floor for questions to Adam, and I have Josefina Slovenia.
Katja Šesefeda. So we know that the previous science coordinators have done a great job being on the position, but I'm wondering if you already see some room for improvement anywhere and where. Thank you.
Thank you. So, as a scientist myself, I see other scientists as kind of a flan. We just need an environment to flourish. So, as a room for improvement, I see that lots of scientists, especially the really motivated ones, are seeking for PhD positions and PhD topics. So I'd love to establish some kind of portal where we can summarize all of the PhD positions, all the internships, and basically all the opportunities that are in the Europe. Very good? Thank you.
Next I have CCPSA Czech Republic. There, can you put yours there?
Anna, CZPSA Czech Republic, so just a few comments. As CZPSA is proposing Adam, I would like to just stress out that he has been really devoted to science since his very first year in our faculty, and he is also an active EPSA trainer, and I do believe he has abilities to enhance this position. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next I have APEF Portugal.
Matilda APEF Portugal. Thank you for the presentation. I have a question in your nomination form.
You talked about a platform for internship placements and other opportunities. Can you explore the idea?
Thank you for the question. I think I just did for the first question. So again, I see scientists as a kind of a plant. You need an environment to flourish. So this platform should provide opportunities for students to search topics for the PhDs, topics for internships, and actually that environment to seek and to flourish and to apply and to proceed with your career. Is this satisfying?
Thank you very much, Adam. Next I have Anya and then PPSA.
This? Okay, thank you. Anya, Vice President of Internal Affairs Elect.
It's mine.
Thank you. Anya, Vice President of Internal Affairs Elect. I have a question regarding the science blog. How do you envision further development and how do you think you can provide articles?
Thank you. I found science blog as a really great thing or project to develop. Actually, I haven't thought that much about it, but I see the reason for science blog, and it's actually promoting the science because it is not something old, it is not something that isn't available for everybody, it isn't something supreme. It is for everybody and it is fun, and scientific people, as long as I know, are great people, and EPSA blog should provide some kind of connections with that. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to figure out because I'm a scientist. That's satisfying.
Thank you very much. Next I have PPSA Poland.
Susanna, PPSA Poland. Thank you for your presentation. And I think that as you already do the research and you're involved in the science by yourself, it would be like really good for the position you're applying for. And I would like to have one small question regarding the Science Day. Would you think about some kind of feedback for the participants participating in this activity?
Could you clarify, you mean I can provide some kind of feedback? I can see that actually. Could you say it?
Yeah, Susanna, PPSA Poland. Yes, if you would provide kind of feedback not only from your side, but from the side of jury.
Okay, I think I know what you mean. So, I like this year's Science Day, and I did engage as a participant of both today and oral presentation as well. I did like all the presentations, all the participants. But next year I would love to improve something we actually established in our faculty, and it's kind of a division to the groups that you can all engage in the science of chemistry, for example, then clinicians, then social pharmacies, and so on and so on. So it'd be easier for people to come and to see and to pick and to learn where is the science level of the certain topic. Does that satisfy a question?
Do you want... Okay, Diogo?
Okay, it's good. You're Vice President of Education Elect. So my question to you is, regarding the different activities under your portfolio, are you happy with students' participation in them? And if not, what are your strategies to improve that? Thank you.
You mean science in general or science during EPSA events?
The activities regarding science under your portfolio, so Science Blog, Science Monthly, etc., etc. Thank you.
Well, I would love to kind of centralize with the connection with the LSEs, with the different countries, because we already are centralized as Slovak Republic and Czech and that's all. So, sorry. So we could do something like that on the European level. So that's my video connection of LSEs, basically.
Thank you. Next we have IFFL Portugal.
Madrid, I have well Portugal. So do you have any specific ideas for inter-department collaboration?
Actually, I haven't thought that much about it because we have some projects that are great. And one thing actually was actual answer to your Diogo's question is I was thinking about some kind of monthly competition about science that would arise some kind of question, something that people can compete on, and we would send that to the LSs, and people would pick up interested in that field of science and could answer the question and the problem and can compete. So yeah, just like that for this.
Thank you. Next I have Patrick.
Patrick, Vice President of External Relations. I have a question about your idea to bundle and disseminate PhD placements. How do you envision your collaboration with the Vice President of External Relations? Or are you planning not to charge companies or universities for this promotion?
Actually, it was just a plain idea because me as a scientist, I see that as a big problem that I'm trying to figure out where can I do my internship, where can I do my PhD, and it's not that simple to get that information because you are kind of the local scientific area, so I know all the topics around me, but I don't have the tool how to find it abroad. So yeah, I'm totally with the idea of collaboration with anybody, but as I told, this is just a plain idea. It's something that came up, something I feel is a problem, and something I'll need to figure out in the future. But how? Well, that's the question.
Thank you very much. Mihai, you can.
Mihai, Vice President of Public Relations. So I still don't understand the platform thing you stated in your nomination form. Like, can you elaborate a little bit on this? And do you think you will manage also with the science block that was just launched and it's kind of new? Like having two platforms?
Well, yeah, thank you. I was thinking more of the portal because these placements often come and go, so it will need to be something active. And actually, taking that and use the science block for that would be a great idea because we already have some kind of platform, so we don't need another one. That's satisfying. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any further questions? Nate's point of information.
Nate.
Nate, Vice President of External Relations, just a small point of information regarding all these platforms and PhD opportunities. This year we just started events and educational calendar, and we discussed that all these opportunities will be posted there already. So EPSA already has something like that. So just for you to have this in mind.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next I have SPSA Slovakia.
Laura, EPSA Slovakia. So as a seconder, I would like to provide just a small support. So from Adam's speech, you could see his real motivation and potential for science. He has a lot of experience in this field, so we think he has a lot to provide, like being an EPSA trainer and so on. And this opportunity would give him a big chance for self-growth. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any further questions or comments for the candidates? Ruben?
Ruben, Public Health and Social Services Coordinator. I was just thinking about the inter-department cooperation. So I was wondering if you have any ideas to cooperate with the Public Health and Social Services.
Well, not yet, actually. But thanks for the question. I need to figure it out, and I will.
Thank you very much. Next I have you, direct from Bernardo.
Bernardo, Training Coordinator. So in regards to these inter-department collaborations, this I see we had one of our trainers that was also participating in the science poster, it wasn't a part of the poster, the oral presentation, and he gave the other participants a bit of a public speaking training because it wasn't a full training for what I understood. However, some tips. I'm suggesting that for next mandate you do contact the training coordinator if there is the need of trainings and if there is the need to, in a way, develop the participants' capabilities to present or to organize their own science projects.
Thanks. I knew about it, and we were scheduled to deliver it together, but my bus was late, so I missed the meeting. But yes, that's a great idea, actually.
Thank you very much. Diogo?
Dear Vice President of Education elect, so regarding the question I asked a few months ago, I was waiting for the other questions of the GA to give me more information, but I still want more information about your opinion on the attendance of students on science activities and how to improve the ones that don't have that much students. Thank you.
Could you clarify the question because kind of lost.
Okay, so I will break it down in two questions. Are you happy with the attendance of the students in all of the all of the science activities under your portfolio?
No.
And how will you improve the ones that don't make you happy?
Actually, yeah. I don't know yet, but yeah, it is a problem. But we as a pharmacist, we are partially scientists because we have to conduct our research or diploma thesis, and we are already engaged to do so. So I don't know how to, but I will figure out, and I cannot provide a better answer, unfortunately, right now.
Thank you very much. Diogo, satisfying? Thank you. Any further questions or comments for the candidate? If not, we will proceed to 1 minute closing speech. Feel free.
Yes, so thank you all, thank you GA, I appreciate your efforts, and I hope you will consider me as a sufficient candidate for this position. Thank you.
Thank you, can clap. Thank you very much. We will now proceed to the last position in the Educational Affairs Department, the Training Coordinator. We have received one application from Bernardo Marinheiro, proposed by IFFWell Portugal and seconded by the SNAP Sweden. So I would ask Bernardo to come and deliver his 1 minute speech.
Hey, okay. Can I? Dear GA, good afternoon, and thank you for receiving my application. My name is Bernardo. I am the current EPSA training coordinator, and I'm running for the same position. So yes, I want a bit more of this. Focusing my application, I focused it in two major points that I think that we can improve for next mandate. And for that, I brought some of the training material. So first, I would like to focus the trainers. What have been the problems? So we have had more trainings, and this equals to more impact and to better pharmacists in the future. So what do we want more? Trainings. So to do that, I will collaborate with the YNGO training network because they have given us a lot of opportunities to deliver. And I want to collaborate more with LSs and to try to motivate you to deliver also local training events. And this is what we need to do in the pool, so I need to manage it better and give more info to the trainers and more info about them as well. Second part, the trainers boards, so we need to share more information, divide the work better, and this is it. I don't have more time, sorry. I would speak for 5 minutes if I could. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bernardo. Questions for the candidate? IFFWell Portugal. about Portugal. So as proposers, we are really glad to see Bernardo running for this position. His understanding that soft skills are essential to complement the pharmacy curricula are not new to us, since he began his journey as an EPSA trainer in 2016, allowing him to strongly collaborate with EPSA. In IFFWell, we had the opportunity to often work with him, so we could have EPSA trainers providing the best knowledge on soft skills, and as we could have noticed in the previous report presentation, he was actually an exemplar training coordinator, always available and very approachable. Therefore, we definitely believe he will bring a level of excellence and innovation that only experience and the spirit of progression can provide. Thank you. Thank you very much. Further comments or questions for the candidate? I have CPSA first, then Vojta, and then someone covered by a head. There, and then Shusapa then. Vivian.
Hi, CPSA. Well, in order to have more trainings, I suppose that it is working. Yeah. I suppose that you need more trainers, and to gain more trainers, you will need to increase the number of participants and TNTs, like applicants. Is it possible? I mean, is it sustainable to do it? Trainers board is like consists of like 3-4 people, right? Then you have a big workload during the year. So what do you think about it?
Okay, so nowadays we do have 2 TNTs. That's at least what I aim to do once again for next year. However, we are starting these collaborations with the YNGO, and I already contacted IGEA and was contacted by IGEA. So in their TNT we will have 2 participants, and in our TNT they will have 2 participants. This will allow us to have one more date for our students to be part of a TNT, and we will receive 2 extra participants. To extend the trainers pool, I also do need more applications, since for the last TNT we didn't receive as many applications as we wanted to, and yeah, what I can do to promote this even more is to sell the TNTs to the students. However, I do need to know the host more in advance, so I do need to contact the LSs and to get you motivated into organizing this event.
Thank you. I have a direct from Patrick.
Thank you. Patrick, EPSA Vice President of External Relations. To further on this question, do you have a plan to motivate countries who do not have or have few trainers to promote those countries extra to kind of equalize the number of trainers over all the countries?
Like during this okay.
Stand up.
Leonor, EPSA Vice President of Internal Affairs. Leonor, EPSA Vice President of Internal Affairs. So, like during this mandate, me and Bernardo have already been in contact regarding that, and we have been approaching those countries that are not that active in EPSA training project.
Okay. Point of information, Leonor.
I'm just saying that we are already doing this with him.
Okay. Thank you. Can we proceed, Bernardo?
I can answer either way. So, yeah, I contacted three local associations to organize the TNTs. One was the UK, where we only have 2 active trainers that haven't been delivering that much. The other one was Germany, that the only trainer they have now is Dylan because he moved there. And the other one was Spain, that they don't have trainers, active trainers there. One more thing, the TOT was organized in Sweden, Finland, and Estonia, countries where the EPSA training project is not that well established, and we have tried to motivate them to also go to our TNTs. I already received one email about a Finnish girl asking for more information on the TNT.
Thank you very much. Next I have Vojta. Vojta, can you, yep, thank you.
Hi, Vojta, USF Czech Republic, also EPSA trainer. So I have a question, Bernardo. There were some discussions that the trainings will be at the Autumn Assembly and Annual Congress like for the same period of time, because now they are like in the morning for 2 hours, later on in the morning for an hour and a half. Have you considered how to tackle this difficult problem? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. yes, I have been trying to fight for these 2-hour trainings. However, we need to think that the workshops would also have to be of 2 hours because they are in the same time slot. And I have been proposing this to the RCs of the congresses, and I will keep trying for this to happen, to have only 2-hour trainings. It's not a decision that's entirely up to me, because if it would, I would guarantee you that you would have at least 2 hours all the time.
Thank you. I have another question in the back.
Joanne, observer. As a member of IFFOL and Twinnet coordinator, I had to organize various soft skills events, and I reached to Bernardo for help, and I can say that he was very, very helpful. He always responded to me in a timely manner, and he gave me a lot of input and helped me choose the most adequate topics for our students. And also the best trainers for those specific topics, which demonstrates that he knows all of the strengths of the trainers of the EPSA Trainers Board.
Thank you very much. Što se for Slovenia? Just a second. Technical, FIPSA Finland.
Can everyone else just talk a bit louder, because I hear that during the live stream that Sarah, you're the only one that is like clear in the live stream.
Katja, SSFD. Trainers have a lot of topics for trainings already, but I'm wondering if you have thought about any new topics to prepare trainings and workshops on.
Okay, thank you. First of all, workshops are not my part, so yes, just trainings. As for the topics, we now only address soft skills trainings. So we address any topic that's related to soft skills. We don't relate to other topics because that you already have in the pharmacy's curricula. So if you would address hard skills, it wouldn't be a training anymore. So yeah, as for topics for soft skills, I can even give you a list of topics if you would like. New topics, I am free to receive your suggestions as well. And yeah, I can only tell you some topics, but either way, soft skills are soft skills. If you look in Google, you can also find a list of topics as well, I think.
Thank you very much. BPHSA Bulgaria. Here, can you raise your hand, Dominika?
Peter, BPHSA Bulgaria. I just want to tell that all of us know what a great job Bernardo did this year, and he will be the perfect person for this position. And if I can ask, can you just continue what you started there?
Sure, you're fine. Okay, so my second part of the speech was the trainers board. So in the past mandate, it was proposed by Diogo that we would give more work to the trainers board, and that's why I want to keep sharing both the information about what's happening, which I have been doing during the trainers board meetings that we had almost monthly, and to share the work better. So I've already started to create a document, an Excel sheet, where we can put the action points that we have for each month, and so we can check on each other's work to support each other. And I would like to continue that and to implement that efficiently. And the other part is exactly that. So I want more informal talking with the trainers board so that we can be closer to each other, and it would be easier for us to work whenever necessary. We would be available for each other. And the regular meetings, once again, meetings monthly. We had almost 10 meetings so far.
Thank you very much, Diogo.
Diogo, Vice President of Education elect. So you said in your speech that you plan to have more trainers. So my question is, with more trainers, how will you manage the trainers pool? So what is your strategy? And how will you maintain the high quality of EPSA trainings? Thank you.
Okay, as for the quality, we do have high quality TNTs, which I assure you that will keep being at that level, and people will, and our trainers will maintain the level of trainings that they have had so far. As for the managing of the pool, I count with one of the trainers board members, so the mentoring and communication member, that manages both the mentoring part and manages the whole communication and informal communication both on Facebook and everything with our trainers pool. How do I manage with more trainers? Yeah, the only concern that I would see there is we having too many trainers attending one congress. But apart from that, managing the trainers has not that much work behind it. It's just managing the mentoring part and managing the open calls, which it's just choosing who goes where and it's done.
Thank you very much. Next, I have Snap Sweden.
Maria Snap Sweden. So firstly, thank you for your speech and really nice demonstration. Then also I would just like to make a comment as seconder. As Bernardo has the position of training coordinator this mandate, we think that he really has the skills for this position. And he's been managing multiple events, been very approachable, supportive for the trainers, and eager to spread awareness on the EPSA training project. And running for this position again really just shows his motivation. So we believe that by electing him for this position, it will be in favor for the trainers, the EPSA training project, and EPSA as an organization. Thank you.
Thank you very much. CPSA Croatia, and then Tilen. Sorry, can I ask for silence in the room? Because this is a very important occasion where you are asking and listening to the candidates' answers, and with the current buzz around the room, it's very difficult for some people to listen. Thank you. Sorry, CPSA.
Eva, CPSA. So we want to thank you for the very well organized TNT that happened in Zagreb in winter. And I have one question for you. So what do you think about 4-hour trainings like Skillopedia that was delivered in AA in Brno? Because a lot of people from CPSA who attended the workshop were really impressed and had really good impressions.
Okay, small correction, attended the training. So Skillopedia was a training, a 4-hour training. I've had a lot of people talking to me asking for this type of trainings. I do want to have them in congresses. The only thing is that they still 2 time slots. And for a congress such as this, where we had 25 trainers, having these 2 time slots would mean that 2 trainers would lose one of the trainings. So some of our trainers wouldn't be available, wouldn't be able to deliver during the congress itself. For summer university, for other congresses where we might find that time or might find more slots to deliver, yes, I do believe that the Skillopedia was a very useful training. We had amazing feedback, and I would like to keep implementing it, not only on EPSA events, but we can also do it at a local level.
Thank you very much, Bernardo. I would ask now Tilen, and then Mupsa, and then, if possible,
Tilen Slovenia. Thank you for your presentation and everything you've already done in the past mandate. I have a question regarding the trainings at the congresses. I was talking to a trainer today, and he said that there was a training about group dynamics, and it was attended only by 3 participants, which is kind of hard to deliver on group dynamics. So my question here is, did you think of an idea how to tackle this issue, or maybe to make some trainings obligatory and not able to change for GA or another session in order to make them as great as possible?
Thank you. I have a technical from IFFL Portugal. Marceline, can you put your arm up?
Sorry, it's raining in our table.
What?
It's raining in our table.
Oh, good. Can I call someone from the RC to come and try to tackle this situation, please? Yes, go to the left, like Beyonce. Sorry, I'm tired.
Proud of that joke?
Eh?
Proud of that joke?
No. Next, move to Turkey, please. Sorry, Bernard.
Thank you, Dylan. So yes, I have heard of this from mine. What I thought to do for now is to meet with both EPSA team and DRC and to share with them this that I want to do, and I already talked to Nech about it so that we have this point in the next meeting. What we can do for the future? Well, I believe that this happened because of elections and because of people want to change a little bit what they had. However, it might have also happened because for this Congress we had a limited number of participants, which was lower than normal. So it wasn't the 20, it was 12 for some trainings, if I'm not mistaken. And if we have a maximum number of 12 participants in a training and half of them miss, we will already have just 6 participants. What I want is to, for next congresses and for next events, to talk with the VP of Education and to see how can we raise the number of maximum participants per training. And for this, we also need to guarantee that the rooms are fit to host the 20 participants.
Moves to Turkey.
Zafer Mupsa, Turkey. I wonder if you have any idea for now to, improve the chance for the geographically not well countries for trainers on tour, because we have never gotten a chance to organize one, but we are suffering from lack of trainers, and it's if you have any idea, it would be very good for us. Thank you.
Well, I have some ideas. First of all, I would advise you to contact your neighbors in the next countries, so to also try to motivate them. I will also try to do that, and I do that like I did that for this TOT. I had to contact Estonia personally, so that we would have 3 countries there. I haven't forgotten about the countries who have applied for the TOT, and I will still try to have TOTs there. What I can also propose to you is a national TOT. So we are also thinking about this in Portugal, which is to take our own trainers throughout the country. For this, yes, you will need trainers. However, you can ask for trainers from other countries as long as and it would be a lot easier if the traveling costs would be refunded. But yeah, you can do a national one.
Thank you very much. I have a bullshit from Mupsa.
Greece, Bulgaria, you heard them.
Thank you very much. And since there are no more questions, I will thank you very much and ask Bernardo to make his final speech. You have 1 minute.
Thank you very much for bearing with me for this last minute. I would advise you to go check the graphic recording once again. It looks amazing, and it proves that our trainers are really improving and are really eager to share their knowledge and their abilities in our Congress. So yeah, let's keep it up, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Katya?
Yeah, so the next candidate is joining us online. Can I have Mihai here, please, to help me? And can the GA please give us just 1 or 2 minutes to arrange everything? Thank you.
In this I don't like, there is no. See, the video is running.
Can you send me a link on Telegram, please? I borrowed your charger for a while. What? Mine? This one? Ah, good. Yeah, you can take it. If you don't need it anymore. Can you send me on Telegram?
Yeah.
The link, please? Is this one?
Eva, Vice President of Education, as you've already been doing, regular participants, you can leave. It's past 7, so yes, you will still get your check-in for the party. But please do so silently.
Thank you very much.
This is not good.
What happens?
Wait, let's see. So I might try my best. So it's fine.
Okay, we will now, after Mihai is ready, we will proceed to the design coordinator application. As Inês Grazina is not here live, she will have her speech done by video. Okay, so we make sure that there are no connection issues. And then you guys can make questions. She will be on Skype, so she can hear your questions and she can answer as well directly. Okay. Thank you.
Dear General Assembly, my name is Inês Grazina. I'm 22 years old and I'm a 5th grade student at Faculty of Pharmacy of the University of Lisbon. To let you know more about myself, I'm a creative, responsible, proactive and outgoing person. For the past few years, I've conjugated design with pharmacy by being a member of the design department of Lisbon PH, the junior enterprise of my faculty, by also contributing to the design team of Farmaceutica, the students' magazine of IFFOL, the Students' Association, and, more recently, by being a member of EPSA's PR subcommittee as a design board. I believe this is the perfect time to do this application regarding my past experiences. I would like to keep EPSA's designs appealing, original, and innovative. Nowadays, digital image is getting more and more important in our daily lives. Therefore, it is essential to keep up a clean image and follow the latest design trends. Nevertheless, physical materials are of great importance as well. It's crucial to keep these updated and pleasing to the eye. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Katya.
And you want this one?
Can I get the mouse? Where does this go?
Yeah, okay, so you can see Ines is already here, but before we go to questions, she has submitted also examples of her design with the application, and as has been decided in the previous GAs that we will require the design coordinator to do. So I will just really quickly go through them on the screen. This is the first one.
Can you, Mihai, can you diminish the image because we are seeing a bit crooked?
Can you wait?
Mihai, part of the ceiling, or better, the screen is on the ceiling and not the ceiling on the screen, but
no.
Yeah.
No.
The other way around.
Take it on like full screen.
Okay, we have a bit of a structural issue, but you can see as well. So, can you give another round to the, just to make sure? Okay, thank you very much. We will now proceed to the questions for Inês Grazina. Questions for the candidate, please. Anyone has questions? IFFO Portugal.
Marcelino, IFFO Portugal. As proposer, we would like to say Inês is definitely one of the most dedicated and above all creative people we have here today. She is the combination of hard work and experience, as she has already occupied positions of this nature and with this purpose, and that is what will allow EPSA to have an updated design, a design of excellence. Because of all of this, we do know she can deliver what EPSA needs from her at this point, as for sure you could see on the great designs she submitted. That said, we totally support her, and we hope once again you do too.
Thank you very much. Comments or questions for the candidate, please? Anyone would like to make any questions for design? No? Okay, Ruben?
Ruben, Public Health and Social Services Coordinator.
I don't have a question, I just wanted to thank for the designs, especially the Purple Week designs were super amazing. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much. Any comments or questions for the candidate? If not, Mihai?
Mihai, PPP Architect. So I would just be curious, what programs is she using for the designs?
We can't hear you.
She can write.
Oh wait, I know what the problem is.
Can you hear me? I'm using Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator for the images.
Photoshop and Publisher.
No, Photoshop and Illustrator.
Thank you, Ines. Any further questions for the candidates? Okay, if not, Ines, if you want, you can now address the General Assembly and you have 1 minute to say what you want as a closing.
Okay, thank you for your attention. I'm sorry for not being there, but I'm doing my last week at the Erasmus program, so it was mandatory to be here. I hope you consider me adequate to the position, and if you accept me, I'm highly motivated to do my best. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Ines. Thank you. We will now proceed for the social media coordinator. Okay. Can I?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, the PC has received one application from SERM proposed by KNPSV the Netherlands. So, SERM, if you want to join on stage.
Hi everyone, I guess by now you know that I am Sharon from KNPSV the Netherlands. Currently I hold the position of Commissioner of Foreign Affairs in the board of KNPSV, and that means also that I'm responsible for all social media content we have. I discussed running for social media coordinator already with Claudia extensively and also with the rest of the EPSA team, and I really look forward to develop this position and make sure it will be a contribution to the EPSA team. Thank you.
You can clap. Thank you very much. Questions for Senem, please? And I have APF Portugal.
Matilda APF Portugal, thank you for your speech. I have a question for you. Do you believe that your social networks experience and skills are enough for this position?
Well, yes, I do think, because we are very active on different social media channels with KNPSV, but also we do have some social media channels that we don't use because our members don't want us to, but I did explore a bit on these channels, and I feel confident that I will be able to create good content for these channels as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next I have Ubi Pharma. A direct from ANEP France.
Sid, ANEP France. Just like to react to your answer. Like, okay, you are not used to use like some social media with like KNPSV, but are you used to use it like for yourself? Thank you.
Yes, I do use them.
Thank you very much. Next I have Ubi Pharma Portugal.
Hi Serene, Ubi Pharma Portugal. Since you are already working on the foreign affairs in your association, I would like to ask you, how you will manage to work in these two positions if you are elected.
Well, my mandate ends at the 10th of May, so I will have lots of free time to post really extensive amount of posts on social media. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next I have PPSA Poland.
Gosia PPSA. I want to ask you, do you have any ideas how to improve social media promotional strategy? Maybe add something?
Yeah, actually I did think about it. In KPSV we now have like an agenda to see when we will post about what event or project we have. And I guess this would also be very beneficial for EPSA, but of course I would have to do this in collaboration with all the other departments and also in collaboration with my own department. So we will discuss this and then I might implement it if everybody agrees. And it also will be more clear for everybody when and how to deliver the content to me or if I need to make it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. EPSA Finland.
Kathy, EPSA Finland. So I know this is a new position and the portfolio is not like sorted out yet, but did you have any idea on how you want to distribute the posts, like specific type of post on Instagram and specific types of post on Facebook, and just not spamming the same post in every platform?
Yes, I have, because I was checking the EPSA Facebook in advance of my application and I noticed that it also had Instagram on the top, so there were lots of the same posts. And I also discovered with our own Facebook that if you don't post a lot of the same things, like 3 posts for NGCs, it just doesn't really add up. You can better do 1 post on Facebook and then maybe promote it on Instagram more often. And also I would like to have more varied posts, so let's say that you make sure that you first have posts to promote an EPSA event and then you might have a science post, so it's more informative instead of promotional, these kinds of things. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next we have Mihai.
Okay, Mihai, PPPR elect. So you said in your motivational letter that you had an evaluation process on Facebook. Can you tell us, if it's not like secret, the outcomes of it, and how would you improve according to them?
Sorry, this is a technical. Can I have Katya in the room? Yes. Katya? Okay, we have the chairperson back.
You can answer now. You were referring to my promotional plan I have in KPC?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, actually the outcomes are that right now, with even, I guess, about a month to go for this year that I covered with the plan, we already have more likes and more we've reached more different people with our post now, and well, that's the outcome. I think I can also improve it based on these outcomes, because I could check the times that are best or the days that are best, and I could also do that for EPSA.
Thank you very much. BPHD Germany.
Thank you, Konstantin, BPHD Germany. The reach in social networks heavily depends on sharing the posts. This relies on our member association, that they actually take up the posts and share them. That would expand our reach as EPSA very much. Do you have given thought of any networks that can help you communicate with them and make them to share our posts?
Thank you for your question. I think I will collaborate with this with the Vice President of Internal Affairs, because they have contact with all the LSs, and well, the LSs know how to get the association to share our posts on Facebook, and I would not just tell them to share it on their national association's Facebook, but also to the local associations, because lots of students just haven't liked the EPSA page yet, so that we will reach way more students.
Thank you very much. Next we have VFSO Belgium.
Pieter Jan van Hallewijn, VFSO. As we can hear from her answers she's giving, she really knows what she's doing or what she will do if she's elected. So that's why from VFSO we seconded her. And besides that, we checked some work of her, and it looked very decent. So she will do a great job.
Thank you very much. Do we have any further questions for the candidate? Yes, direct.
Also, most of the Facebook pages, Facebook posts we have in KPSV are in Dutch and in English, so you can all check them and like them maybe.
Thank you. Next we have IFFO Portugal, and then Fasfara, and then Michael.
Marcelino, IFFO Portugal. What is your most creative idea to promote one of EPSA's projects by your choice?
Well, it's a hard question because, well, I guess it would depend on the project and what would be upcoming and all sorts of stuff like that. Yeah, I don't really know. I'm sorry, I will have to think about it.
Thank you very much, Direct IFFO.
Marcelino, IFFO Portugal. For example, a public health campaign.
Yeah, thank you. Well, maybe we could have like these with the public health campaign. It is important to reach as many students as possible. So, well, maybe we could have our member associations have like a sharing contest with their members, and then come up with some sorts of prize so they actually will share the post. And I think the prize would also have to be relevant to the topic of this public health campaign. So I guess that would be.
Thank you very much. Fasfara?
Betty Fest for Romania. Are you aware of any application that can help you schedule your post in all the EPSA social media?
Yes, I am. This was discussed during the previous GA of EPSA. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Clarify? Mihai?
Mihai, VPPR. So, can you list the EPSA's social media platforms and tell us like what kind of public are you going to reach on each one? Thank you.
Oh well, that's a hard question. No, I don't really know that. I would have to check with the current VP of PR. Because, well, I know that our members are mostly on Facebook for like events and stuff like that, and they are on Instagram to see photos and posts, and they will check videos on YouTube, but I don't really know if there is a difference in age or gender or things like that on the social media platforms.
Thank you very much. Any further questions for the candidate? If not, I will now give you 1 minute to provide your closing speech. You can start.
Thank you for all of your questions. I think I made it clear why I would be a good social media coordinator, and I really hope that I can provide you with all kinds of nice posts next year. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, that brings us to the end of points that we have agreed to cover today. Thank you very much for your energy and participation today. I know it was a long day, but I think we pulled together. For tomorrow, we still have the elections on mobility coordinator, which will we have a candidate who will join us online. Guys, these are still important announcements, so please pay attention. Then we'll have the central IMP coordinator, for whose application you can find in the GA package. We will also make sure that it's printed and hung with the others.
Then we'll have professional affairs coordinator elections for whom we have received 2 applications that will both happen also online. And then lastly, we'll have the professional affairs coordinator and the grant coordinator in person. So, and then whatever the agenda still holds for tomorrow and however much we'll manage. I would ask you, as tomorrow we have a few candidates joining us also online, to please be patient in case anything goes wrong in regards to technicalities, and to bring the energy that you have brought today. And then lastly, please do not forget, the open call has been prolonged for the positions of IT coordinator, publications coordinator, 2 parliamentary council members and 2 audit committee members until Saturday, 8:59 in the morning. Is this clear with everyone? It will also be shared on social media. And last announcement, tomorrow at 12:59, so 1 minute before lunch, there is a deadline still in place for members' motions and honorary life members' nominations. I have not yet received any motions. Please do come to PC so we can help you with the wording and check that the motions submitted are in accordance with our regulations. I have motion sheets here. I have quite a few. You can also submit, of course, as we agreed, things online. You can find the PDFs of motion sheets and HLM nomination forms in the GA package. That's the end of announcements from me. I have Eva.
Eva, Vice President of Education, so some announcements from me. So as I explained yesterday at the symposium, one of the workshops tomorrow morning had to be cancelled because the speaker could not make it. That's the EPSA workshop, the interprofessional collaboration one. As I already explained, please kindly ask your delegations to go to one of the other workshops or the trainings if they still have the capacity. The workshop rooms have been increased, so there should be enough space for everyone, or they can just come to GA. But please remind them that tomorrow, 9 to 11, is a mandatory session to attend the evening program. Next, please also remind them to make lunch boxes during breakfast. There is no lunch being prepared for us tomorrow. You need to make a box in the morning or find something to eat in Eindhoven. Again, remind them that the educational outcomes competition is ongoing and that they need to submit stuff before Saturday 5 p.m. So we still have time to count before the gala to announce the winners. And lastly, for today, this room will also serve as the international night room, so please take everything out. Leave the flags and the country name tags, we will collect those, but everything else you should take out for safety reasons.
Thank you, Eva. And then we will collect the voting cards. Please, if you are, do not yet leave the tables, official delegates, the rest can leave in silence. And please, the scrutineer, collect the voting cards, yes. You can, okay, awesome. And please remain seated. And have fun tonight, of course. But remember that we still have elections of some positions tomorrow, so bring your concentration also for tomorrow. And for motion sheets, I have motion sheets here. If someone prefers the old-fashioned way, you can come. If only you leave, Rian, you can come. How much? PPSA technical? Can you just, okay, do we still have microphones? No? Yeah, stay seated until we suspend the standing orders.
I have collected 26 voting cards.
And I suspend the standing orders. Thank you very much.